The next abstract thinking skill is comprehension, understanding what other people write or say. So our knowledge comes from two sources. Either we have our life experiences, first-hand experience, and then we think about this. So this is just me alone. Or from other people, from books, from school, from friends, everybody that they teach us or communicate their models, and we adopt this. So if you want to improve your abstract thinking skills, you have to understand people better. And my experience that most of the people, most of the time, are very bad to understand, very bad at understanding other people. I just had this experience yesterday with a student that at the end of the lesson I explained that, hey, so the main rule is that you cannot postpone the lesson when you schedule a lesson, and you cannot postpone it, you can come earlier if you can find a time. And then the reaction was, so it's a 24 hours rule, and I said, hey, I didn't say anything about 24 hours rules, it's about that you cannot postpone. So this person obviously listened to some keywords. So listen to this. A lot of times when people listen, they are not listening to remember. They are listening superficially to understand the main topic, and they are focusing on some or a few keywords, and instead of understanding what the other person is saying, they are using their past memories or their principles or their assumptions, and they replace the other person's message with that canned or past knowledge, and it's very, very bad. And another example, my girlfriend became a supervisor, and now there is a new person and she has to train this person, and then she explains something and the guy says yes, I understand, and the guy makes a mistake, and then she starts to, and again it happens, and of course it depends on her, because she could test whether really the person understands, not just ask to, do you understand? Of course, ask very specific questions or tell me what I said. So of course it depends on the teacher, but I'm just telling that very generally speaking, almost everybody has this, and it comes together with the short attention span. When people talk 5 minutes, now let's say that long time ago, before the internet, before television, people probably had better attention span, longer attention span, and they could really pay attention to what people say. But nowadays the society became dumb. The attention span is narrow. Just look at this, that if you use Facebook or any other media, that how long is the thing that you are willing to read, or how long is the video you are watching. And even I see it about myself, that when I was younger, there was no problem to watch a movie which is 90 minutes at home. But nowadays, I very rarely watch long movies. It's too long. And even if I watch, I stop it 10 different times and do some other things. So I would say that this is a general phenomenon that people cannot pay attention. So the easy way for the mind to replace with past knowledge instead of picking up the new knowledge. And this will stop you to really understand abstract things that you can learn from other people, because you will substitute the new parts or the difficult parts that you don't understand. You just ignore it and will focus on the things that you understand, and you will substitute everything with your past knowledge. Now, so let me explain these information layers in a more and more abstract level, and you have a better understanding what's happening. That the basic layer is data. So what is data? Data is a set of property value pairs. So property is the name, for example, age, value 25, height 180 cm, eye color green, or education secondary school. Or it can be some quality that in other way, not just about a person, it is sort of describing people, objects, event. For example, movie 5 star or 3 stars, it's not so good. Or opinion about the food, good. That, let's say, taste, good. Service, wonderful. So there are pairs that there is a definition or name or property or attribute, the same words, and there is a value which can be a number, quantity, or it can be just a quality, that good, bad, or yes, no. Okay, so we have data. We have lots of data, but it's totally useless. Let's say if I don't care about the stock market, that the data about the stocks is useless. But if I care about this, if my mind cares about this, if I value it because I have some goals, some purpose, I want to achieve something, and this data is useful. Let's say if I buy stocks and I want to know what is the stock price now, what was yesterday, what is the historical data, then it becomes information. So let's say this is a definition of information, that is useful data to somebody. So for this person, it's a useful information, but for the other person, it's not really information, it's just data, useless data. Now, and then we go up to a higher level, and when we organize the knowledge, when we organize information, it becomes knowledge. Now, statistics is one method to organize information. So you also have to know statistics to go to a higher level, because it's an abstraction. You have thousands or millions of pieces of data, and you use statistics, and you describe something with the average. So let's say average income. So unorganized information and data is, let's say, all the people's salary in Hong Kong, and it's millions of pieces of data, but it's not organized, so I cannot really do anything with this. So when it becomes organized, for example, using statistics, and so the average income is 20,000 Hong Kong dollar, or the variance is maybe 5,000 Hong Kong dollar, or the mean. So there are a lot of statistics, or the distribution curve for the salaries. So statistics is one way to organize information, and let's say presentation of information can be a chart, a bar chart, or a pie that you see that 20% of this for different categories. So you can use tables to organize information. For example, it was very useful information for me that when YouTube look at the age group and how long they look at my videos, and it just 5 lines in a table was very clearly organized, that the older a person is, the longer in average watches my videos. So this is organized information, this is knowledge. So this is one element, and the other element is real life experience, first hand experience. You do things, you experience with this, you have 20 years experience in work. So when you put this together, the abstract knowledge, the second hand information that other people present to you or teach to you, and then you can have real life experiences. For example, you learn how to repair a car, so there is a knowledge You learn from books, you learn from teachers, they show it, they demonstrate, but you also do it, practice. Look at the real, go into the car and make your hand dirty. So you have the real life experience and you have the knowledge, and then you put together and you understand now. So you have a very good understanding, and then the next is that you do it by yourself and get more and more feedback and even more real life experiences, and then you start to create your own knowledge and new knowledge, not just what you learned. And maybe the next stage is you start to teach this to other people, because when you start to teach what you know, then you have to go even a higher level abstraction layer, because now you have to package your information. So when we talk about learning models from teachers or from books or from seminars, videos, or statistics or tables and different charts, that was other people package the information to you, and then you have your own experience. And when you start to train other people, then you realize, like in my girlfriend's experience, that she explains something to a new person and that person doesn't get it, then you really have to understand, calibrate the other person to what is that person's level, and create method that how can I be sure that this person will understand what I'm talking, and not just saying yes or no, but really testing them. So you can move to higher and higher level, but you need, besides the real life experience, you need a comprehension skill. For example, understanding statistics, understanding graphs and charts, understanding theories when people talk to you. So this is what we in other videos talk about, that you have to understand concepts, the basic jargon, and in some profession it takes a few years, like doctors, they have to learn thousands of words, legal experts, computer experts. So, and then you learn principles and theories and processes and procedures, and then you do it in more and more abstract way, but you have to start with very basic things. But if you're skilled to understand other people, whether they communicate like in a video, in talking, or when you read their books, or when they demonstrate something show, or you don't understand metaphors and analogies. And let's say again, another one is language knowledge, because maybe the information is in another language. So this is all about comprehension skills, paying attention. Memory is part of the comprehension skill, because if you can't remember. And okay, I have a very short theory about this, that what is, so one way to, when other people is talking to you, one way is that what I mentioned, that you don't really focus on memorizing, you just, oh, I understand. It means that you are checking that is there any information that is difficult. Yeah, I understand. But when the person finished talking, you actually cannot remember. Test this with people. Talk to them and then suddenly ask them that, tell me what happened. And even with me, I had this. I watched videos and I use this superficial filtering type of comprehension, that not making effort to put in my memory. So the other one that is really makes a difference, that other than just, okay, I understand, there is no, and then you have no anything, that when you listen, immediately put it into your memory. And the third level is when you get feedback. Either you test somehow whether your understanding is correct. So for example, let's say you watch a video. Let's say you watch this video, and when you finished, spend some time to explain to yourself, what did I say? And I am sure that most people, even if they finish this one, they could not give back more than 10, 30, maximum 50% of the information, because they didn't put the information immediately into their memories and they don't remember. And even that other 50% would be not correct. And it is also true for me, okay, most of the time. So understand is that if you are, let's say 100%, that you listen something one time, and let's say 100% when you understand everything perfectly and you can give back almost word by word all the information, and you can also use it and apply in real life, that would be 100%. I would say that most people, most of the time, operate at around 10% level. And one element of this is the attention and no memory, and the other other side is that they don't have enough knowledge, because maybe this is a difficult field. Because let's say I mentioned a lot of words: data, information, knowledge, expertise, and abstraction, and attention and memory. So maybe some words are easy, but some other, what is information? What is the mind creates a usefulness and outgoing and outcome and purpose. So maybe that. So now, if you are arrived to this point, try to summarize and watch it. If you watch it again and again, you will realize, and especially if you pay attention, that maybe, let's say you start with 20%. Maybe you watch it again and, now I understand more, and I remember more, 35. And again, you watch again. And this is the same with books. You read the same books again and again, let's say every 2 years, you will always understand more, because one is that you learn a lot of things, and that difficult content have more relevance to you, and also maybe you pay attention more. So try this, try to summarize what I said.